Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, and shalom, y'all. It's me, Moses, back for another day of Danny's Downtown Devotionals. And he's taken some time off and asked me to lead him. So I am. And Zippy and I, and Zippy is my wife, Zipporah, we were walking around downtown and saw something else that reminded me of a significant event in my life. And so I'm going to tell you about that. And you may ask, Moses, why? What's with the long hair and beard? Isn't that driving you crazy? Well, it certainly is. But the good thing is, in heaven, there is no humidity. And so this doesn't itch, it doesn't bother me. It's just down here in the south, it drives me crazy. And so just another couple days and I'll be through, but still love the south. A great place to be. So your pastor makes me tell a couple of jokes, so here they are. Who parted the Red Sea with the semi-permeable membrane? Osmosis. Osmosis, yeah, okay. And what did I use to part the Red Sea? A seesaw. Seesaw. Yes, all right. Good one. Okay, not so much. So, one of the biggest things that people associate with me is the parting of the Red Sea. And that's what I wanted to share with you. I see this sea of red behind me, and thankfully I don't have to part it today. It's already parted. You can walk right through. But nonetheless, here's what was going on. So we were enslaved, if you remember yesterday, the burning bush, that is God speaking to me, called me and sent me to free the Hebrews, God's children, from their slavery, from Egypt and Pharaoh. And so I went, and Pharaoh and I, we had our back and forth. And God sent the 10 plagues one at a time. Let my people go. Pharaoh said, no, let my people go. No, let them go. No, let them go. No. Finally, we got to the 10th plague, which was the most fatal. And that was the death of the firstborn. And God told me to tell the Hebrews to put lamb's blood on their doorposts. And when the angel of death came to take the life of the firstborn, that angel of death would pass over their house and not claim their firstborn child, which is what became the Passover festival and the Passover feast. It's why Jesus and the disciples were gathered at the Last Supper to celebrate Passover that happened with me the first time in this context. So then Pharaoh finally is beaten down and says, okay, go, just go. And so we made a run for it. And you can read about this in Exodus 13, 17, all the way through the rest of chapter 14. So we make a run for it because we know Pharaoh's prone to change his mind. And sure enough, he does. And we get right to the Red Sea and we are trapped. Pharaoh's monstrous army is behind us, all the chariots, all the horses, all the army, and the Red Sea is in front of us. So God instructed me to raise my staff, and yes, he parted the Red Sea. Now make no mistake, I didn't do this. This isn't some kind of magic trick. This staff is not magic. It is 100% God's power and God's glory that enabled this miracle to happen. So all 600,000 to 1 million of us came through on the bed through the Red Sea and out into the wilderness where we would spend the next 40 years. So what I want you to think about are two things. Number one, it is in God's nature to always be reaching out to save us. God saved me and the Hebrew people at that time and brought us through an impossible scenario. Only God could have done what happened in that case. God's nature is to save. And later on, God would send Christ to be raised from the dead, to be all of our Savior from that time on. So God offers us new life through the risen Christ. Seek it, claim it, live it. And the second thing is, this wasn't just a magic trick to save the children of Israel. This was also a sign to one of the biggest and baddest empires, one of the biggest and baddest armies of the day, that God is more important, that God is more powerful than they or any power on earth can and ever will be. So as we look around and we are dismayed, by the virus environment you are all in. You look around and you see wars and famine and disease. God is bigger and more powerful than all of that. And that is the God that seeks to be intimate and connected with you. So take heart, take hope that this God, your God, is more important and powerful than anything else on this earth. So friends, live and celebrate in the risen Christ, and enjoy and know that God walks with us and is all powerful. So go in peace. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Moses out.